Anna, I've been good this year.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, you're so cute.
Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from PlanningWithKay, and welcome back to another video. I am so excited to be back here today, guys, to set up the last month of 2020 in my bullet journal. You heard that right. It is almost December, almost the last month of 2020, believe it or not, which means I have to set up all of my December spreads in my bullet journal to make sure I'm planned and ready to go for this next month. Now, before I dive right in and start setting up these December Christmas-themed bullet journal spreads for you guys, I really quickly have a huge, exciting monster announcement that I am so excited to finally tell you guys. And that is that my biggest sale of the year is going to be starting this Friday, the 27th. That's right, it is my annual Black Friday sale. It's always my biggest sale and release date of the entire year. I'm so excited to say that I've really amped it up this year. Not only is my entire sticker shop, that's all physical and digital stickers, going to be 50% off. You heard that right, half off my entire shop, but I also have a ton of new releases coming out for this sale. I have new physical stickers, new digital stickers, a ton of new bundles. I have stickers for 2021, including calendars, headers, and the like. This is, like I said, by far the biggest sale I have ever done. Last year for Black Friday, I had a 30% off sale, so I'm really amping it up this year with the 50% off, but it just felt right. This has been a really crummy year, so I feel like it's the perfect time to give you guys a huge sticker sale and really give you guys a ton to look forward to for this Black Friday sale. So the sale is going to be this Friday through Sunday the 29th, 50% off my entire shop. You don't need a coupon code or to type anything in. It's just going to be an automatic discount on my entire sticker shop. I'm also not going to be having any limited quantities for this sale, so don't worry about anything selling out or anything like that, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. As usual, you can find my sticker shop at PlanningWithKay.com, or I will have everything linked down in the description throughout this entire video if you're wondering about any stickers I'm using or wondering where my shop is, my Patreon, anything like that. Be sure to go read the description down there. There's tons of useful information and all of the links that you will need. So set your alarms for Black Friday this weekend, gigantic sticker sale. And with that out of the way, guys, let's jump right into my bullet journal and start setting up some December spreads.
Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath.
All right, so diving right into my Archer and Olive notebook here, I'm going to start my December bullet journal setup off with a decorative cover spread, just as a really fun intro to the month in my journal. For my theme this month, I decided to go with a full-blown Christmas theme. Believe it or not, I've actually never done a full-blown, like, traditional Christmas-themed monthly setup. I actually had a hard time believing that myself, and I went back and looked, and what happened was 2 years ago, I designed this entire Christmas sticker collection with a monthly kit and a ton of decorative sheets, but I ended up actually using my Snow Day monthly kit as my December theme that year. So it sort of felt like I had done all these Christmas stickers, and that was true, but I just ended up not using them for a monthly setup. So I thought it would be super fun this year to actually take out all of those older Christmas stickers that I designed in 2018 and use those to create a Christmas-themed December bullet journal setup. So for my cover spread here, I took inspiration from the Christmas stickers that I'll be using later on, but I decided to actually not use any stickers for this spread. I'm only going to be using my watercolor and my black pens. You guys know I've been obsessed with using watercolor this year in my bullet journal. It's been probably my favorite 2020 bullet journal change is how much I've been using watercolor. I've basically not used markers at all because I just love how the watercolor looks in my journal. I love creating unique color splashes. And this month I decided to take it a step further and actually create some fun watercolor doodles. So on my cover spread here, you can see that I'm creating these giant holly leaves in the corner of the spread. I really love how these turned out. I decided to use a dark green and a dark teal color for all of my green elements. And I'm also throwing red and yellow into the color scheme. It is a very traditional Christmas color scheme, red, green, and yellow. I'm also going to be using a shimmery gold paint as well for some shiny kind of details and highlights. I decided to go with some darker muted versions of these colors. I didn't want this to turn out too obnoxiously bright Christmas, so I decided to go for a slightly darker, more deep muted red. And same thing with the green and yellow. So I'm using the red and that sort of ochre yellow watercolor to create my December header. I love how that turned out with the cool blends between the red and yellow. And I'm also using that for a quote in the bottom of the page that says, "Always jingle all the way. Nobody likes a half-assed jingler." That was an awesome suggestion from one of my patrons during a Patreon stream. Just a really good sassy quote to end this kind of unpredictable year that we've had.
I don't need a fancy watch. You can give the elves a break. No, you can't.
So I'm finishing the holly leaves off by using my white gel pen to add these white highlights to the leaves. This really just makes it all kind of pop off the page a little bit more. So I made it so that the top holly leaf has those white highlights. And then for the bottom holly leaf, I just created a simple black outline.
I just wanna fall in love.
So now I'm also going to pop in some little, what would you call these? Are these like the holly berries, maybe? The little cute red berry things that we see around Christmas time. I'm just popping in a few of those on each of my holly leaf bunches to add a little extra pop of red, an extra pop of color. And after that, I'm going to create some gold shimmery, kind of like shiny doodles around the page. This was a last minute decision because I felt like this spread was missing a little bit of something. So I'm creating a gold border around this entire spread here, just going in really carefully and creating a thin gold border. And after that, I'm going to put in those little gold shiny bits I was talking about. And with that, that will be all I'm going to be doing for this cover page. I love that I decided to do this cover page without using my stickers. It was a fun challenge for me to create a spread without any stickers. I know that sounds a little bit silly, but obviously since I create stickers every month for my bullet journal, I'm typically using those stickers for all of my bullet journal spreads. But it was a lot of fun to experiment with my watercolor a little bit more, create a full decorative spread only with my watercolor, and I really love the little gold details as well. I feel like this just really turned out super fun and Christmassy, but still classy. It's not like in your face, bright and saturated. It's a little bit more toned down. I really love how it turned out. So for the rest of this monthly setup, I am going to be using my Christmas sticker collection. Of course, all of the stickers that I'm going to be using throughout the rest of this video will be available in my shop, PlanningWithKay.com. But next up after my cover page, I'm setting up my monthly calendar spread for this month. I decided to do a really fun Dutch door style calendar, and I'm actually going to be utilizing a new calendar sticker that I'm releasing for Black Friday. It's like a full page single calendar, and I'm really excited about it. It makes setting this spread up super easy and convenient. So first, after I cut out the Dutch door section of this spread, I am creating a watercolor border using those same colors I used on the cover spread. So we have that deep muted red, the ochre yellow, a dark green, and a dark teal color. So I'm just kind of alternating those colors around the border, creating a kind of muted Christmassy border of color here. And after that, we'll get started setting up my actual calendar for the month of December. And also worth noting that if you're curious about any of the supplies I'm using, the watercolor, the journal, the markers and pens, it is all going to be linked down in the description. I always try to link all of my supplies down there for you guys, since I know you guys are often curious about the specific brands that I'm using. I get a lot of questions about what journal I'm using since I do use watercolors so often in it. So take a peep down in the description if you're curious about any of that. So I'm also creating some more little watercolor doodles in the corners here to mimic that cover spread, some holly leaves again, and also a cute little candy cane. I really just love how this turned out. I'm gonna have to try to incorporate watercolor doodling more often into my setups because it was really fun combining my actual watercolor little drawings with the stickers that match them. It ended up being a really fun sort of mixed media vibe, and yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out more often. This was definitely a very fun experimental setup. I tried out some new things and I feel like it all really paid off. So here I'm using one of those full page calendars I mentioned. I'm going to be adding these to the shop in time for Black Friday, both these blank versions that you can see me using here, but I'm also actually going to have these calendars also dated for all of 2021. I know that you guys have been wanting full page dated calendars for years, but since this whole year I've pretty much been doing single page calendars like this, I feel like it was just the perfect time to get these up in the shop.
I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas light.
So here I lost a little bit of footage showing how I created my December header and my to-do list and a spot for gifts. You can see there the sticker sheets that I used for those different components. I used my brand new sheet of long monthly headers for my December header at the top. And then I used some cute little flags from the Christmas monthly kit for my to-do and gifts headers. And I also used a few little black paint stroke headers as well from the paint stroke headers sheet that I have in my shop. So just like that, the front of this Dutch store calendar is finished. I'm now going to create some additional sections on the other side of this Dutch store. I'm going to have a spot for my monthly bills. This is something I include every month. I have a ton of bills to keep track of, and without this, I would absolutely miss some of them. So I like to have my entire bill schedule. I just used a number strip from the freebie sheet that comes with every single order from my shop. So that way I have 1 through 31 down the side. I also created a spot labeled socials. This is just going to be for me to plan out some of my Instagram and YouTube social media posts throughout the month. Now on the right side, I'm going to create a gratitude log for this month. I mentioned last month that I'm really into these limited gratitude logs right now, where I basically just give myself like 5 to 10 empty spaces where I can jot down some random things that I'm grateful for throughout the month. So I decided to play around with this a little bit and created these watercolor ornaments, just using lighter washes of those same watercolor colors to create little sections where I can jot down these things I'm grateful for. I thought this was really cute, and this also inspired my mood tracker, which you'll see on my next spread. I decided to keep going with that sort of ornament motif. And with my gratitude log done there, that is it for my main monthly overview double spread for this month. I really love this Dutch door. I've never done a Dutch store like this where it's kind of like a flap in the middle of the spread, but I absolutely love the functionality of it and, of course, the aesthetics of it. I feel like it looks amazing. It's super functional and fun, and I'm just really excited to use this throughout the month of December. Moving right along, the next spread I'm going to set up is my typical daily review and mood tracker spread. I always have a spread similar to this every single month, which basically just needs to have some sort of section for me to jot down a daily summary and also some type of mood tracker. I switch up the specifics every month depending on what I'm feeling, but that's kind of the fundamental purpose of this spread. So I'm starting off just by creating my headers at the top. I'm laying down some watercolor washes, and I'm then going to use a large header from this Christmas monthly kit to create my daily review and mood tracker header on the left. So I'm just sticking that right over the watercolor and writing in my header on top. The black pen I'm using here is a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in the hard tip version. It's my favorite brush pen of all time. This one's actually running pretty low, so I have to make sure I remember to repurchase one of these pens because it is my all-time favorite. On the right side over the watercolor, I'm just going to stick in some sticker decoration. I'm using all of these holly and poinsettia stickers that I created. And moving on from that, I'm now going to create my spot for my daily summary. I decided to lay this out as a 1 line a day with day 1 through 15 on the left and then 16 through 31 on the right. So I'm creating a gold header here using that gold watercolor paint, and I'm just going to write in daily summary over the top of that. And again, this is just going to be a simple 1 line a day, the spot for me to jot down a little blurb about what happened that day. As someone who has pretty bad short-term memory, it's very easy for me to forget what I was doing yesterday, for example. I love having a daily summary. It's a really fundamental part of my journaling, and I really do look back through my old journals to read my old daily summaries. I feel like that's so much fun. It's really cool, especially to look back like exactly a year ago and read what you were doing. It's a cool little like snapshot in time, and I really love having these spreads. So now on the bottom half of this spread, I'm going to create my mood tracker. I had mentioned that I was inspired by that ornament gratitude log. So I decided to create 31 ornaments here. I just stuck to some simple circle ornaments to make this really quick and easy to set up. And I'm then just going to color in an ornament for every day to indicate my mood. You can see I have a color code on the left. Green is the best mood, yellow is in the middle, and red is the worst mood. And this will just be a fun color and mood tracker throughout the month of December. So now with my daily review and mood tracker all finished, it's time to start setting up my next December bullet journal spread. As usual, I'm going to create a schedule for all of my live streams for the month using this printable calendar that's available on my Patreon. I release printables every single month on Patreon, stuff like monthly calendars like this, weekly printables, decorative spreads, all sorts of stuff. But I just printed this out on sticker paper and stuck it in for my specific live stream schedule. Now on the right side, I'm going to create my brain dump page for the month. This is just a spread for me to collect any random thoughts or ideas I have that maybe don't fit anywhere else in my journal. It's always really useful, and every single month it definitely helps me to keep track of my business ideas and any sort of like random personal thoughts that I need to note down in my journal. So I created a watercolor splash at the bottom and then used another one of those Christmas monthly kit headers at the top for my brain dump header. And I'm now just going to create 3 different sections here. One for any sticker ideas or sticker related thoughts. Another for any like content ideas, things like YouTube videos, Patreon posts, printable ideas, anything like that. And finally, just a 3rd section labeled Other to catch any other thoughts that maybe don't fit into those other 2 categories. I used these adorable stocking and present stickers to jazz up this spread. I really love using these stickers, even though they're almost 2 years old at this point. I feel like they still are just the perfect, like, classic Christmas stickers. The colors really worked with the watercolors as well, and I'm just really happy with how festive these turned out. This has been a rough year for everybody, and I'm included in that as well. So it's nice to end the year with a really like fun, colorful, festive theme. It just makes me happy flipping through my journal. And again, I'm really excited to use this spread throughout this month.
You know me so well, that nobody else can do what you do.
All right, so just like that, that is it for all of my monthly spreads. Now, as usual, I'm gonna set up a couple of my weekly dashboards for this month. After I set up my monthlies, I always like to pre-set up a couple of weeklies. This just makes the first couple weeks of the month go by really smoothly, and it gives me plenty of time to then set up the rest of my weeklies as the month goes on. So each day here is going to get a column that is 6 spaces wide, and on the left side, I'm going to create a decorative sidebar, basically using a ton of all of these Christmas stickers. You saw there I was showing you all the different sheets I'm using, just using all of the stickers I have left over basically to create this giant collection of sticker doodles as a decorative sidebar. This was really easy to do actually, and it ends up looking super, super cool. I just take stickers and cut a hard edge on them, and then I'll line that up with the border of that sidebar. I just love how this looks. It's like Christmas threw up on my page in this perfect rectangular sidebar. I'm just obsessed with it. I just really love how that turned out. So I'm going to create my header and a little decorative quote at the top of the page here. Again, that big green header is from the Christmas monthly kit. So I'm creating 3 sections for each of my days here. These are the typical sections that I usually include on my weekly dashboard. Also, if you didn't know, my weekly dashboard is basically an overview of the week. I still end up using individual daily logs as well, but I like to have a spot for me to plan out my week and see a general overview of the week. So my 3 sections here are live streams, bills, and tasks. I feel like for me, this encompasses all the important things I need to keep track of throughout the week, but obviously you can switch up your sections depending on what's going on in your own life. I'm using these weekly headers from the monthly kit and then labeling in my dates over that gold strip of paint. And now I'm going to finish this spread off by actually writing in that header and that quote with my white gel pen, November 30th through December 6th on the left, and I just wrote in "'Tis the season" on the right. Super simple, easy to set up, but really effective. Again, I love the kind of like sticker mess that's on the spread. I feel like it ended up turning out super festive and Christmassy, but still clean and easy to use.
Put it on your sleigh. You know me so well that nobody.
All right, last but not least, guys, I'm going to set up my second weekly for the month of December. This is going to be for December 7th through 13th. I'm starting off this spread by using these string light stickers. I really have not gotten a chance to use these very often, but I love how they look. I feel like it just looks so cute to do exactly what I'm doing here, which is creating a big string light kind of border at the top of the page. It looks just adorable. I love the effect it created. So now I'm going to create my header below that, doing a similar lettering style to my cover spread. I'm just using my various watercolor colors and blending them together to create some fun, colorful lettering for my December 7th through 13th header at the top of the page here. So on the left side of this spread, I'm going to have a few different sections. One, I'm going to have a to-do list for the week, just kind of like a general weekly task list. And then I'm also going to have a spot again for my bills and my live streams. So the bottom section is going to be my live streams and bill tracker. I just created some watercolor splashes on the side for my headers for those sections. And on the right side, I'm going to have my individual daily to-do lists along with a habit tracker for the week. So each day here gets a spot that's 8 spaces tall by 12 spaces wide. Basically just splits that right page into 8 equal sections. I'm then going to use these festive Christmas colored headers from the monthly kit, along with some watercolor to label the dates and the days of the week. Now back to that left page. After the watercolor has dried, I'm using my white gel pen to label the days of the week along with my to-do header. I'm also using that gel pen for my dates on the right. And finally, I'm going to set up my habit tracker, just a simple weekly habit tracker to track 5 different daily habits. After I put in my bill and my live stream header on the left, that is basically it for my December setup. This is my last weekly I'm going to be setting up today. I just can't say enough how much I love this whole setup. I never thought I would really do an all-out Christmas theme. It's never really been my jam, but again, it just felt right this month. It's really cool that I actually had all the Christmas stickers already created and lined up for me to use. I'm really happy I also got to pair that Christmas sticker theme with my watercolor. I feel like it just gave it a little extra pop and a little bit more uniqueness. Is that a word? It made it more unique. I love the gold shimmery details, and I love the functionality of all these spreads. I tried a few new things with the Dutch door. My mood tracker and daily review spread is quite a different setup. and I'm just really excited to use these throughout the month of December.
Save the wrapping paper, your ribbon and bow.
Alright guys, and with that, that is completely it for my December bullet journal setup and my December Plan With Me video. I hope you guys liked watching me set up all of these super Christmassy festive spreads. I'm so happy with how everything turned out here. The watercolor, the Christmas vibes, the stickers, I feel like it all just really came together, and I'm just thrilled with how the entire setup turned out. Don't forget that my Black Friday sale is coming up this Friday through this Sunday. 50% off my entire shop, plus an entire whole new release of a new monthly kit, new digital stickers, new 2021 stickers, new bundles. Everything you could possibly want, it's gonna be there. So set your alarms, mark your calendars for Black Friday, and I hope to see you guys take advantage of that sticker sale. And with that, that is it for this video, guys. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button down below. Also press the little bell notification icon if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. As usual, everything is going to be linked down below if you want to find my sticker shop, all the stickers I used today, take advantage of that Black Friday sale, or join my Patreon. Go check out the links down in the description below. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram if you're not already at PlanningWithKay. I post there all the time on my stories and on my feed. I post all of my bullet journal spreads, show behind the scenes. Very active over there, so if you want to keep up with me a little bit more, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, a great end to the month of November, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Carols and